Inside this fantasy, it seems so real to me. Synthetic ecstasy when her legs are open. True life behind the wall, where man and angels fall.
This is being sold as countering propaganda, but how do you do that? After all, if government agencies put out information to the public for the sake of altering a point of view, isn't that the very definition of propaganda? In fact, that definition is this: information, ideas, or rumors deliberately spread widely to help or harm a person, a group, a movement, an institution, a nation, etc. So this law essentially funds U.S. propaganda, but isn't that illegal? It was, but no, not anymore, because 3 years ago, wrapped inside the 2013 NDAA, was an amendment that removed the ban on the U.S. government creating propaganda and then showing it to U.S. citizens. That ban, by the way, had been in place since 1948. The 2013 amendment struck down a ban on domestic dissemination of propaganda material produced by the State Department and the Independent Broadcasting Board of Governors. It neutralized the Smith-Mundt Act of 1948 and the Foreign Relations Authorization Act in 1987 that had been passed to protect U.S. audiences from our own government's misinformation campaigns. And in 2013, when that bill was passed, most media said, oh, don't worry, the U.S. government will never actually create propaganda. Well, now they've created a mechanism to fund it. So what you need to know is that politicians claiming we need to fund U.S. government propaganda to protect the public from the Russians and from the Chinese. But there's a reason it was illegal for over 60 years for our government to propagandize the public, to protect the public from our own government. Reality check. Right now, 2 out of every 3 Americans in the latest polls say they have little to no trust in mainstream American media, because 2/3 of Americans already believe that they're not getting the truth. That number will likely only get worse with the legalized American government propaganda. So what is the solution here? Well, how about media just tells the truth, just reports facts, does not act as an arm for political parties or for government institutions? If we want to combat propaganda, both foreign and domestic, then shouldn't we just inform the public rather than trying to control their views?
I'm not a crisis actor. Guys, I'm not an actor. I'm trying to be an activist.
David has become an icon of the children's crusade, appearing on many TV shows. But today, he is the target of a nasty conspiracy theory.
Now only on 2, it's a confrontation that's making waves. A Redondo Beach lifeguard and a teenage boogie boarder get in a heated argument, and it's all caught on video.
David Hogg says his 17-year-old friend put his boogie board on this beach trash can. When a lifeguard asked him to move it, he did. But then the situation took a turn.
He said, I didn't know it was a crime to put your board on the trash can, because he just didn't want it to get sandy.
Social media is erupting with tens of thousands of claims that David and other outspoken students are so-called crisis actors, hired to pose as victims.
YouTube had to take down a video today that unfortunately for a brief period of time was the #1 trending video on YouTube. And that #1 trending video helped spread this false narrative that the students who are protesting for better gun regulation are not in fact students from Parkland, Florida, but that they are child actors who are just trying to stir the pot and who are paid by people like George Soros.
He said, I didn't know it was a crime to put your board on the trash can, because he just didn't want it to get sandy.
So they're like, aha! He's not actually from Florida, he's from California. And then we're gonna make up a quote about how he always wanted to be an actor. And whenever there's a crisis, lifeguard, shooting, crisis, he became a crisis actor. And unfortunately, there's a lot of gullible people.
David posted the video on YouTube and in just a couple of days has gone viral.
We felt threatened, we felt we're just worried, and he seemed unpredictable.
Aha! Okay, we have connected the dots. No, you haven't. It turns out he was on vacation in California and that happened. It has nothing to do with anything.
I witnessed this event. Why are you guys doing this to me?
Do something! Action! We need it now!
I'm not a crisis actor. Guys, I'm not an actor. I'm trying to be an activist. I am the son of a former FBI agent, and that is true. But as such, it is also true that I go to Stoneman Douglas High School, and I was a witness to this.
And people running
and everyone was just, we all thought it was a fire drill because we had one previously today. And we thought it was that, so no one was that nervous. But then when word started going around that it was shots and not just like something else, then everyone just started running towards the canal. We all thought it was a fire drill because we had one previously today.
I am the son of a former FBI agent, and that is true.
This is an attempt to discredit and dismiss the student survivors. There are some people, these trolls that are making up these stories, that do not want to hear what these students have to say.
Basically, this video was a clip of David Hogg speaking to a local news affiliate years ago about an incident he saw on the beach. So YouTube's algorithms look at that and say, okay, this is a legitimate news source. Then they look at the caption to the video. The caption said, David Hogg, the actor. Well, there's nothing inherently harassing about those words. For some people, that's just a fact. For some people, it's a compliment. And YouTube's algorithms don't have all the context to know that, in fact, David Hogg is the survivor of a school shooting.
David, first of all, that Donald Trump Jr. is liking tweets espousing a conspiracy theory involving you and your dad. I'm wondering what goes through your mind when you hear that?
I'm just so sorry that these people have lost their faith in America, because I know I certainly haven't. The fact that these people refuse to believe that something like this could happen is something that all of us don't want to believe, but the sad truth is that it is. These people saying this is absolutely disturbing, and I'm not an actor in any sense, way, shape, or form.
In the moment I wasn't, because there was definitely another shooter involved, but...
Oh, you think he was not the only one?
No, definitely not.
So you think there was more than, do you think there was more than one shooter?
There's 3 shooters right here. Definitely. I actually was speaking to the suspect, Nicholas Cruz.
Authorities say 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz was heavily armed with a bulletproof vest, loads of ammunition, and a powerful AR-15, bought legally a year ago and hidden in a rifle case.
Cruz was arrested nearby without incident, to the relief of parents wondering if their loved ones were safe.
And this is just absolutely pure evil.
And Cruz was taken to a hospital immediately after the shooting, but then taken to jail for questioning. He was a former student at the school and was expelled for disciplinary reasons.
child of God is dead. Cannot we acknowledge in this country that we cannot accept this? I can't do it, Wolf. I'm sorry. We can't do it.
Sorry. Whew. Gary, thank you. I'm sorry. It's just Congressman Ted Deutsch, help me out, of Florida here, who represents the district. Just hearing that mother, I'm sorry. Just, it got me.
He was the partner to Louise. He was 37. Antonio Devon Brown was a captain. Excuse me.
President Trump, you say, what can you do? You can stop the guns from getting into these children's hands. Put metal detectors at every entrance to the schools. What can you do? You can do a lot. This is not fair to our families that our children go to school and have to get killed. I just spent the last 2 hours putting the burial arrangements for my daughter's funeral, who's 14. President Trump, please do something. Do something. Action! We need it now. These kids need safety now.
There is speculation the Russians may be fueling the conspiracy theory to spread discord in America.
The intelligence community has been very clear that Russia continues to try to exploit divisions in the U.S. and try to turn us against one another.
My father is a retired FBI agent. I'm not working with him or anybody else on this. I'm speaking from my heart. I was a witness to this. I'm not a crisis actor. I'm not a crisis actor.
I woke up to these staged events in 2013 after researching Sandy Hook. Not only did the FBI report 0 deaths at Sandy Hook and the Dark Knight Aurora shooting for that matter.
A new investigation by USA Today raises some serious questions about the FBI and how they track mass murders. What they found was troubling. 2 of the most infamous mass killings in recent U.S. history weren't even recorded on the books. The FBI database is supposed to track all homicides across the country, but not one of the 26 people killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School made the list. Also, none of the 12 people killed in a Colorado movie theater made the list.
The children that were supposedly killed in the 2012 event were spotted alive and well at the 2013 Super Bowl. These kids would not be identified by the NFL or anyone putting on this show. Okay, here's a Sandy Hook student saying that it was a drill.
I asked all the kids what questions they want me to ask, because obviously this is a sensitive topic. So, Louis wanted me to ask you what you remembered from that day.
Yes. I remember that a lot of policemen were in the school. Well, a lot, I was like hiding under, when we were having a drill, we were hiding under, like, When we were having a drill.
And if that isn't enough, watch a documentary called We Need to Talk About Sandy Hook. Right? That should solidify it for you that it was just a drill. So, this Las Vegas thing, I'm not even gonna tackle it. But with the whole story constantly falling apart, just like all the other shooting hoaxes, it's easy to see why YouTube is actively making moves right now to censor truth seekers. Look it up, they're doing it again. This isn't the first time, but they're doing it again, and they're cracking down even more. And they're gonna keep doing this until no one is heard from anymore when it comes to the Truth Collective. The whole thing is staged and agenda-driven. Listen to Jimmy Kimmel's punk ass.
When an American buys a gun and kills other Americans, then there's nothing we can do about that. And Second Amendment, I guess, our forefathers wanted us to have AK-47s, is the argument, I assume. Orlando, Newtown, Aurora, San Bernardino, every one of these shootings, the murder used automatic or semi-automatic rifles, which are not weapons you use for self-defense. What I'm talking about tonight, it isn't about gun control. It's about common sense. No American citizen needs an M16 or 10 of them. And maybe that way we don't do this again.
Fake crying bullshit standing in front of a teleprompter. Very similar to Conan O'Brien right after the fake Orlando shooting.
I like to believe I have a shred of common sense. And I simply do not understand why anybody in this country is allowed to purchase and own a semi-automatic assault rifle. It makes no sense to me.
Okay? Just some talking heads paid to read the script and help further the agenda. Speaking of Orlando, I've never seen such obvious crisis actors in my life.
Anything you want to tell the world right now? Anything that you need to get through this?
Just keep praying. I'm not a very religious person or whatever, and whatever religion you are, no matter what you believe, just send it whatever our way. We all need it. We all need something. We all need that hope. Just keep praying for us. We all need it.
I'm fine. I was shot 4 times in my back. Thankfully, they just went straight through.
This is a club that nobody wants to be in. And please, could we do something with the assault weapons so that we could stop this club from ever getting any new members?
This obvious plan to take the automatic weapons is all too real.
If we really want to help law enforcement protect Americans from homegrown extremists, reinstate the assault weapons ban. Make it harder for terrorists to use these weapons to kill us.
There's no doubt that Omar Mateen was able to kill so many people because he was firing an AR-15, a military-style assault weapon.
My question is about guns. I'm very concerned about the proliferation of guns in America, especially as it pertains to school shootings. Right. Do you think that reinstating the ban on assault weapons and banning high-capacity magazines would do any good?
Yes, I do.
Columbine.
Virginia Tech.
Tucson.
Aurora.
Also, none of the 12 people killed in a Colorado movie theater made the list.
Fort Hood. Oak Creek. Newtown.
But not one of the 26 people killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School made the list.
Newtown.
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 But not one of the 26 people killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School made the list.
How many more classrooms?
But not one of the 26 people killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School made the list.
How many more movie theaters?
Also, none of the 12 people killed in a Colorado movie theater made the list.
We can't let it happen. If we're left with only handguns, we stand no chance against what's to come. You know, they're gonna have some sort of United Nations military thing trying to get us into this Agenda 21 New World Order bullshit, one world government, one world religion, one world currency, one world everything. It's not gonna stop until everybody's wearing the same outfit. A time is coming where we're not even gonna be allowed to be creative. All right, we're gonna be wearing the same outfits that are issued by the one world government. We're gonna be eating at the same fast food restaurant that is McDonald's, only by then they're gonna get rid of the logo and it's gonna be called the One World Hamburger Stand. We're gonna be drinking the same drink. It's gonna be the One World Cola. It's like the movie The Giver or even Equilibrium. They're gonna make us to where we have to take a shot every day to suppress our own emotions. And they're gonna make us think that it's okay, that it's good for us, that we wanna do it for ourselves. You know, I believe that we already live in the New World Order. But there's a difference between the New World Order and the One World Order. The New World Order, we're free-range humans. They give us the illusion that we're free, but we're on lockdown. In the One World Order, there ain't gonna be no illusion about it. It's gonna be obvious that we are all controlled slaves. All right, the point is we're supposed to be able to protect ourselves against tyrannical governments. And to call the current government tyrannical is an understatement. You can believe that.
Eyewitness now, Louis Bourbano, is also with us right now. Louis, you were inside the club as well?
Yes, George. I was inside one of the main bars in the front when you turn in at first, towards the end, cashing out around 2:05, no later than that.
We can stop it right there. He goes on and never any emotions, despite the fact he is an actor listed on IMDb with some of his work. Not a very good actor, but he's been in The Sacred, BFF, and Less Lost, all which I can't even find any copies of, so they must be bad. And he is desperate. Next, let's look at Christine Lee Inonen. Let's watch her plea for assault weapon gun control. And let me tell you, she's wearing sunglasses for a reason. Because she sucks at fake crying.
So I texted him and called him and came right here to the hospital. And we've been waiting since 4 this morning. I just wanted to say, though, that this is a club that nobody wants to be in. And please, could we do something with the assault weapons so that we could stop this club from ever getting any new members? I beg all of you, please. I wanted to let you know about my son. When he was in high school, he started the Gay Straight Alliance. And he won the Anna Frank Humanitarian Award to bring gays and straights together.
I think there's a hint of desperation about you. I really do.
Now here's some footage of her that reminds me of A Requiem for a Dream. It's like that old woman that she has some loose screws and she wants to be on television.
Hi, I'd like to be on Wheel of Fortune. I think I'd be a great contestant because I'm a lot of fun and other people would enjoy watching me win or solve or try to solve all the puzzles. I live in Central Florida. I have 2 kittens called Mickey and Minnie, but they're cats. This is the 3rd time I tried to get on Wheel of Fortune.
I never thought I'd be on television. I'm going to be on television. I got a call and an application. I'm telling you, I'm going to be a contestant on television. Everybody likes me. Soon, millions of people will see me and they'll all like me. I'm going to be on television. I'm going to be on television.
Next, we have Andy Moss, possibly the worst crisis actor in history. Let's have a look and you decide.
I got there like 12:15, 12:30, and I wasn't there very long. But, you know, at first it sounded like it was part of the show because there was an event going on, like we were all just having a good time. But once people start screaming and shots just keep ringing out, you know that it's not a show anymore, and you gotta do what you gotta do.
A lot of people weren't as fortunate to get out. How were you able to get out? How did that happen?
I was by the door. I was with my friend Chris. We were by the door, and we both heard the shots. We both looked at each other like, what the hell is going on? And once people started screaming, my first instinct was to run.
The millions that are watching this, that want to help, is there anything that you want to tell them? Anything you want to tell the world right now? Anything that you need to get through this?
Just keep praying. I'm not a very religious person or whatever, and whatever religion you are, no matter what you believe, just send it whatever our way. We all need it. We all need something. We all need that hope. Just keep praying for us. We all need it.
Yes, you definitely need it. Now let's look at Marcus Grimmie. Listen to him and watch his mannerism as he speaks about his sister who was just brutally murdered.
Christina was awesome. I don't really know much to say right at this moment in time, but I've just been kind of going back and forth, repeating the same story over and over, and she's awesome. She loved this town. She loved this state. She loved singing. She loved the Lord, and she loved me. And she was just my baby sister. And just if it, the tragedy that took place was a free meet and greet at the post show, and she was said I missed the very first glimpse, but witnesses say that she was arms open wide. So she had no idea, and she treated everybody the same, and it was hard for her because she was introverted. So, but what I really wanted to say real quick, about 4 miles away from where we were staying, there was a huge tragedy to Orlando, to U.S., the LGBT community, and to the whole world. I mean, 50 people dead, 50, who knows who's injured, and I mean, that's huge because I come home to this. I mean, this is ridiculous, and it's awesome. I mean, I have no words, but all those people that died and are suffering, like, it's my heart goes out. I've had look at these people behind me. Like, I had 5 people fly out immediately. My dad, people bought them plane tickets. Adam Levine paid for Christina's funeral.
My wife still cries when she thinks about her brother who died in 2006. This guy is 100% faking it. Here is another interesting character, Jose Colom.
Here with me now is a gentleman named Jose Colom. He lives on a street that's across from the Pulse. He has not been able to get back into his home because of the ongoing investigation. Talk to me about what you heard and then what you saw on Saturday night.
Well, like around 1:56 I got up, and like around 2:05 I heard the first gunshots. I live right in front of the club, so I always see the club. So I observed a man that was walking from an SUV, completely armed. And what I thought was AK, but when I looked at it, it was an AR-15, and he proceeded to kill 3 people right on shot. And I was like,
he's been active in Orlando politics for years, although he doesn't look the part. But anyway, I managed to dig up some dirt on him.
New for 6, Eyewitness News uncovered the arrest history of another candidate for county commission. Jose Colom was on probation for alleged witness tampering and has a list of drug charges and stalking accusations against him. But he told Channel 9's Angela Jacobs his criminal past shouldn't deter voters from supporting him.
I want to be commissioner to serve these people.
Calling himself the people's candidate, Jose Colom says he's the leader District 3 needs. He also wants to explain a criminal record.
Some guy said that I said that I was tampering with him, and that was a lie.
We covered the case in 2010 when Colom was accused of threatening the campaign manager and her husband, a former mayoral candidate, Mildred Fernandez. In that complaint, Colom was accused of threatening to take out Rob Richmond, adding Richmond's wife would get hers if the couple testified against Fernandez in her racketeering and bribery case.
He proceeded to find ways to contact me and approach me and make threats against myself and my wife.
More than 5 years later, Richmond told us he still has concerns about Colom, who was adjudicated guilty in a plea agreement and served 2 years probation.
I was worried that he may
take action.
We also found complaints from roommates at this Orlando residence. It's the same address Colomb lists on the Supervisor of Elections website, and also where court documents we found show the landlord is trying to evict him. In numerous texts logged in the 12-page filing, roommates note aggression and threats. So we asked Colomb if anyone has reason to fear him.
Rob Richmond was a bully.
Shouldn't that be a yes or no answer? Should they fear you? That's yes or no.
What?
He maintains he is simply misunderstood.
To the people that I said that they think I'm a bad guy, I'm sorry. Get to know me first before you make a judgment.
In Orlando, Angela Jacobs, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And 3 stalking complaints we found were dropped due to insufficient evidence. Colomb told us his 2 marijuana possession arrests stem from a past medical condition that he no longer suffers from.
Pretty weird, huh? Here's a funny one. Norman Cassiano. Shot in the back 4 times, bullets went straight through, and he's still making Facebook videos and talking just fine.
Hey guys, thank you for all the outpour of love and affection. I'm fine. I was shot 4 times in my back. Thankfully they just went straight through. No major organs were hurt. My pelvis.
What a joke. You gotta be kidding me. The bullets went straight through me, so I'm lucky. Just thought I'd make a Facebook video. These next couple of clips are shot in front of a green screen. It's out of control.
Sean, you were at the club this morning. What did you see?
Happy faces. Everyone was having a good time, actually. And then next thing you know, it was like mayhem. I was in the back part. Sorry, it's kind of nerve-wracking even being this close again. I was in the back patio part outside, walking back inside with my best friend and another friend, and they were walking in front of me, someone had stopped me.
First, I thought it was the music, but then I saw him. He was maybe 20, 30 feet away from me, and I saw the fire coming out of his gun every time he shot fire.
Were you able to notice the obvious green screen? This next clip shows an Orlando officer laughing and smiling on the live news. Check this out.
This is an ABC News special report.
As we've been reporting, there's a mass casualty situation in Orlando. The police, FBI, mayor on the scene. We want to go to that press conference right now.
Tonight, our community witnessed or experienced a very horrific crime. Many lives were lost and many more individuals were impacted by witnessing the crime. Many were saved, however, by the heroic efforts of the men and women of OPD, the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Seminole County Sheriff's Office. We have great cooperation from FDLE and the FBI, all our law enforcement agencies, fire departments from Orlando, Seminole County, and Orange County, and all of the hospital personnel that have been working through the night. We are a strong...
This is the exact type of stuff we see at all these shootings. People behaving totally opposite of how it would be. You know, another very interesting clip that I found was a telephone interview where a guy started to say something he wasn't supposed to, and they cut him short. You got to listen to this. Check it out.
Push it open and try to escape. And the area was very, very narrow. It was very hard to get through, but we kept on pushing and trying to get, as many people as we could to safety. However, the gunshots started, a lot of people were trampled, and there was a guy there that was trying to prevent the door, hold the door closed so that we didn't exit, and he would...
Janelle?
Wow. Then there was a guy there that was trying to prevent the door, hold the door closed so that we didn't exit, and he would...
Janelle?
Wow.
Crisiscast.com. It's a company that specializes in staged crisis events. Let's look at the About section. Our specially trained professional role-play actors and internationally accredited film crews bring realistic, informed crisis management and disaster incidents to life. We are able to use specialist film techniques and disciplines to bring the best of theater and film to our live, immersive simulations. Crisis events. We rehearse and deliver highly credible, immersive crisis events which we can film and supply as interactive training tools. Let's scroll down here. These are some of the main positions that run the show. Emergency Services Advisor, Behavioral Psychologist, Production Manager, Cohort Wrangler, aka the Handler. So come on over to this website and have a look around. It has everything you need for a staged event like we're witnessing in Orlando. I'm not saying this is the company, but it's a company just like it, guaranteed. Let's go back to the Home tab and scroll down. Clients and Associates. What's this? G4S? Isn't that the company Omar Mateen works for? Oh yeah, it is. So now we have a huge connection to a crisis acting company. These things are out there, people. Look, here's another one. Flashpoint reality-based training. And another, Magnum Services, Casualty Simulation Specialists. Look at that logo. So yeah, another piece of the puzzle. This whole thing has just been ripped apart. 100% fake bullshit. Do not fall for this. This is exactly what they want. For you to be upset, sad, and in fear. I'm trying to help you. Call me retarded all you want. It doesn't affect me. Just wake up already. Before I get out of here, let's look at this article online that confirms that Omar Mateen is also an actor. Yes, also. Watch my last video right before this one if you want more information about this Orlando hoax, if you haven't already seen it. Anyway, yes, Omar has been confirmed as an actor, and I'll put a link to this in the description, of course, with all the crisis acting companies, and so you could have a look at those. I mean, just what are the chances of all these coincidences? It just wouldn't happen. This has been ODD. Thanks for watching.